2024 has changed climbing on Mount Everest forever. Here's what happened. Welcome to the channel, where the highest peak on Earth has undergone massive changes in 2024. From drones to waste to global warming, the Everest experience has drastically shifted, impacting climbers, Sherpas, and the mountain itself. Whether you're a mountaineering enthusiast or simply curious about the latest news, this video will take you on a journey through the most significant changes Everest has seen. Viewer discretion is advised, as we'll also touch on tragic events from this year. Chapter 1. A new era for Everest climbing. The changing Everest experience. Mount Everest has always been a symbol of human ambition. But in 2024, the experience of climbing the world's highest peak is drastically different from what it used to be. Climbers are not just battling extreme altitudes and unpredictable weather, but facing new regulations, technological advancements, and challenges brought by global warming. This video will take you through the most significant changes that have reshaped the Everest climbing experience in 2024. Chapter 2. The traditional Everest journey and how it's changing. Traditionally, summiting Mount Everest followed a predictable path. Climbers arrive at base camp, where they spend several weeks acclimatizing to the altitude. They make rotations between lower camps and high-altitude camps, allowing their bodies to adapt to the thinning air before attempting the final push to the summit. However, in 2024, the Nepali government made changes to address some of Everest's biggest issues: overcrowding, environmental degradation, and local economic imbalance. These new regulations and advances in technology aim to preserve the mountain while improving safety. Chapter 3. Everest's overcrowding problem. Overcrowding has been one of Everest's most persistent problems in recent years. In 2023, a record 478 permits were issued, allowing nearly 1,200 people, including climbers and Sherpas, on the mountain. This massive influx led to severe bottlenecks at key sections, such as the Khumbu Icefall and Hillary Step, making already dangerous climbs even riskier. Overcrowding by the numbers. 2023, 478 permits, resulting in 1,200 plus people on the mountain. 2024, 388 permits issued, a 19% reduction, but still problematic. This overcrowding has caused not only delays, but also increased the environmental impact on Everest. More climbers mean more waste left behind and greater stress on the fragile mountain ecosystem. Even with fewer permits in 2024, the crowds are still significant enough to cause bottlenecks during peak climbing season. Chapter 4. Environmental impact. Trash and human waste. Everest's waste problem has been out of control for years. In 2022 alone, climbers generated over 35,273 pounds, 16,000 kilograms, of human waste during the spring climbing season. Trash accumulation has been an ongoing issue, with everything from used oxygen bottles to abandoned tents and personal waste littering the mountain. In 2024, the Nepal government introduced stricter rules, requiring each climber to bring back at least 20 pounds of waste, including human excrement. Climbers are given specially designed wag bags to collect their waste throughout the ascent. This new initiative aims to address the serious sanitation and environmental issues caused by increasing numbers of climbers. Everest's nickname, the world's highest garbage dump. 2022, over 140,000 pounds of trash accumulated on Everest slopes. The Sagarmatha Pollution Control Committee reported that between 2010 and 2020, over 25 tons of waste were removed from Everest. Nepal's 2024 Clean Himalaya campaign aims to remove 10 metric tons of trash and recover the bodies of fallen climbers from the slopes of Everest and nearby peaks like Mount Lhotse. Despite these efforts, the sheer volume of waste is still overwhelming. Chapter 5. Drone technology revolutionizing Everest climbing. 2024 saw the introduction of drones in Everest expeditions, marking a significant leap in how supplies are managed. Drones like the DJI Flycart 30 are capable of carrying heavy loads, such as oxygen canisters, and flying to high-altitude camps like Camp 1 or Camp 2. This breakthrough technology was primarily developed to help minimize the risks faced by Sherpas, especially in treacherous areas like the Khumbu Icefall. Traditionally, Sherpas make more than 30 crossings of this dangerous section every climbing season. But with drones, much of the gear transport can be done without putting human lives at risk. Notable achievements: drones carried 33 pounds, 15 kilograms, of supplies from base camp to Camp 1 and returned with trash. Sherpa Mingma Dorje noted, "Drones have cut our trips through the icefall by almost half, making it much safer for us." Chapter 6. Tracking Chips. A flawed safety solution? To address safety concerns, all climbers are now required to carry electronic tracking chips during their ascent. These chips are supposed to assist in search and rescue operations, especially in the event of an avalanche or if a climber goes missing. However, experts have raised concerns about the practicality of these chips. The RECO reflectors used as trackers in 2024 are primarily designed for body recovery rather than live rescue. They also rely on bulky detection equipment, which can only be carried by helicopter, rendering them useless above 23,000 feet, where most accidents happen. Experts like Dr. Charing Sherpa, who have tested these technologies, suggest that a better solution would be to ensure climbers are never left alone and that more ground-based safety measures be implemented. Chapter 7. Global Warming and the Melting of Everest. Global warming has made Everest more dangerous than ever. Melting glaciers and thinning ice have caused the routes to become more unstable, making even the most experienced climbers vulnerable to fatal accidents. According to a 2019 study, ice on Everest's South Col Glacier that took over 2,000 years to form has melted in just 25 years. This is an 80x acceleration in the melting rate, a direct consequence of climate change. With the rapid retreat of glaciers, Everest's landscape is changing dramatically. Khumbu Icefall and melting ice. The Khumbu Icefall has always been dangerous, but in 2024, the problem worsened as higher temperatures made the ice more unstable. The slow-moving ice has become unpredictable, with massive ice towers, seracs, collapsing without warning. Sherpa leaders like Mingma Ji have reported increased difficulties in setting safe routes through the icefall, leading to delays and risks for climbers. The instability caused by climate change has made this section of the climb more treacherous than ever before. Chapter 8. The 2024 Cornus Collapse Tragedy. One of the deadliest events of the 2024 season occurred when a cornice on the summit ridge collapsed, leading to the deaths of two climbers, Daniel Paul Peterson, a British climber, and Penji Sherpa, his 23-year-old guide. This incident occurred during a crowded summit push, highlighting the dangers of overcrowding at high altitudes. Witnesses report that 4 climbers nearly perished as the cornice gave way, but 3 were able to self-rescue. The rescue mission that followed was hampered by overcrowding and the dangerous conditions, making recovery nearly impossible. Chapter 9. The Future of Everest. Despite the new regulations and technologies introduced in 2024, Mount Everest remains one of the most challenging and dangerous climbs in the world. As global warming accelerates and the mountain continues to draw more climbers each year, the question remains, can Everest handle the pressure? The new rules may help mitigate some of the risks, but the environmental and safety challenges are only growing. For those who dare to take on the world's tallest peak, 2024 has proven that the mountain's dangers are evolving, and climbers must evolve with it. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into how Everest has changed in 2024. As always, stay bold and live brave, and I'll see you in the next one.